Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, a persistent D&D campaign played by a bunch of theater nerds. Thank you for joining us. If you're liking the show, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And if you want to find us on social media, we're on Twitter at Casting Roles and on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Casting Roles ILM. Our videos are uploaded on our YouTube channel every Friday. But with no other announcements, we'll go ahead and start the show. I don't know why. So, ticket takers, you made your way into the Azulorian library to complete your final stamp needed to traverse towards the temple structure of Suvanar and to escape from the dream of Azulor. And you were guided by the archivist librarian Hildy, and you went down into the restricted section. You explored the complete biographies section. You made your way to the magic and arcanum section. You went to the apocryphal, heretical section where you met some of the denizens of the library in the form of the book moths, which you quickly took care of. And then finally transitioned to the next section, which was a quaint little hamlet village, absent people singing, but has all the energy of the Beauty and the Beast opening, where there are random people walking around, and you kind of realize that you were in the Uncontained Fictions section of the library, which is not one of the places that you needed to go to return your books. But upon arrival, immediately, the group was approached by a young woman, a buxom woman in a French outfit. Totally. This is the beginning of Beauty and the Beast. And they approached Hildy and said to Hildy, "Milady, oh my, he's been missing and the horses are so sick." So, ticket takers. With that, Hildy, you've been approached by this townsperson who you do recognize as a denizen of the Uncontained Fictions area, who has called out to you.
Right. When you say sick, what do you mean?
Well, Beelzebub will just not rise from his hay bales.
Oh no! Did we try an apple?
Did we try? Yes. And he nibbled upon the apple, but then spat it about the floor.
Well, that's just rude.
Well, Beelzebub loves his apples. You would think that he would just eat all of them.
Was it rotten?
Oh no, it was freshly plucked from the Lord's manor gardens.
Maybe he just needs to take a nap.
Well, I mean, you are the horse doctor. You are supposed to come help. Can you please come check on the doctor? However, he's been missing for some time as well, and I don't know which would be your priorities.
He being.
Of course,
he.
Yes.
Right.
He wandered into the heath in a rainstorm, and there was thunder and lightning, and we haven't seen him since.
That sounds questionable.
Well, he is such a wild spirit.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Right. So
Taimana is really good with animals.
I was about to say maybe we could just scoot by the horses. Real quick.
Yes, Hildy, who are these also compatriot doctors of yours? Do they have specialities of their own?
Yeah, Hildy, are we doctors? Jerry's laughing at you.
Yes, they are. We have a doctor, and she points to Kamada of Animalery, and then we have points to Saurus, and is and a doctor of flashy bangy things, and points to Abel, and is a doctor of the mind. He's very good with mind-related creations, and points to Mar, and is and a doctor of shadows and
These are great special
Lightning. Doctor of Shadows, very good at things. Protecting, Doctor of Protection, actually probably will say that, and points to Jury and is like, and Doctor of, well, actually, to be completely honest, Doctor of kind of lying to me right now. On it.
Oh, I went to school for that, huh?
But
So it's a
currently
hard
have a
degree to
master's
get.
in it, but whatever, it's fine.
Mars an anesthesiologist.
This hunched old man kind of approaches and he's like, "Did you say that he was a doctor of the mind?" And you recognize this one in particular as like the town crazy.
Not that kind of doctor of the mind, meaning he's a doctor that uses his mind to create things and be helpful. I have a cramp in my leg in real life. That's a fun moment. I'm so sorry.
He only works on kids' minds.
Oh.
Very specific.
Oh, well, I guess I'll just keep talking to the gnomes. And he walks away.
Crazy old Maurice.
Crazy old Maurice.
There's no healthcare in this place. Poor Maurice.
Yeah.
No, I saved you from that bullet.
Yeah. So the lady's like, well, then we shall stop by Beelzebub's stall on the way towards the last place that he was seen.
Yes, please. So we might find some clues.
No, you keep saying he super ominously. Do you want to stop playing the pronoun game, or do you want to like just keep doing that one?
Oh,
We're not saying it ominous.
Oh, around these parts, when we say he, we all know who we're talking about.
Right, so obviously we're not from these parts, so like when you say that we would just introduce you. Do you want to expand on that?
Hildy, you haven't introduced them to Fabian yet.
No.
Oh,
No,
you're all
I
in for such a
haven't.
pleasant surprise.
Huh? Yes. So Fabian is a gentleman. He's a man, and he's a man in this section. He's a man that's in this section, and that's why we say he. We say he 'cause it's a man.
I know who Fabian is.
You-
Hildy,
Drake.
I can't wait to meet him.
Yeah, you do know who Fabian
I
is.
do. I like grab your arm, Hildy. I like grab you by the elbow a little bit, and I'm like, Fabian is here. Like this is.
Yep.
And
Yes, he is.
do you actually know how to horse doctor? I like whisper to you. Do you actually know how to horse doctor? You're gonna have to bullshit this a little bit.
Why do I feel like I need to roll for that?
Well, it would depend. So you can choose either deception or persuasion. Don't tell me which.
Okay.
And then jury, you can roll an insight.
Sure. Let me see if she's a horse doctor.
Ooh. I'm bad.
21.
21.
Josh, your romance novel dialogue is fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm living.
Josh,
What's-
I feel like I'm in a like Y/N Wattpad novel right
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which I roll for because it's both a -1 bringing me to a 10.
Okay, so if you are lying or trying to, then jury's going to pick up on the lie. If you're just trying to persuade jury that you do know stuff about horse doctoring, they would know that you're telling the truth.
I think I know what I know from books.
Okay. So I get the sense
Yeah.
that you know as much as the book says, which is something.
So the Virgin
Sorry,
Meadows.
the implication that the book just pauses to go into
Yes.
extensive, like
Weird.
horse, like medicine.
It's
lore.
very
That's so
experimental.
funny.
There's a part of the book where
Yeah.
she goes to the horse doctor
Yeah,
school for
Virgin
like 5
Meadows,
years.
very well researched.
It's weirdly well researched. Yeah, so maybe we'll lean on our good friend Kaimana's knowledge.
I feel like that
He is
might
the
be-
expert in this field.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And I
So
can speak to them.
So the little lady like hitches up her skirt and her apron, and then she starts trudging through the area. And it's odd because as you're walking, like every townsperson seems to just be kind of like walking on a loop, like they're NPCs in a video
like
game.
The stage of Les Mis
Yeah.
where they're just walking.
Yes.
on
She's
as the
like
stage
bouncing
turns.
boobily as we go.
Yes. And like people kind of like walk by and you hear like smatterings of conversation about like purchasing eggs and like buying milk and but there's like these two weirdly dressed gentlemen like in garb that none of you recognize, navy blue, odd like some kind of tie construction around their neck and white shirts, and they seem to be discussing the stock exchange, which doesn't mean anything to any of you. But as you keep walking,
why would you want to change stocks where you do people? It's like a torture device.
Yeah.
There you go.
But eventually, the woman guides you to outside of the village to a sprawling, beautiful white picket fenced expanse of fields with gorgeous barn structures and a distant manor house. And you have arrived at the local horse farm here in the village, and she guides you towards the stables where Beelzebub, as well as some of the other horses, tend to roam. And you do see several of the horses out in the fields eating or doing whatever, but you do not see Beelzebub out in the fields. And so she guides you into the chamber, and you all like as you walk into this farm space, like there's like birds that just kind of twitter by, and and like there's just beautiful clouds moving across the sun, and then you enter into the dark kind of the chamber of the horse stable, and the light streaming through the window with the light dust coming off of it, and she guides you to the third stall. And you see Beelzebub, the beautiful chestnut stallion, lying on his side in the stall, and is unmoving.
I would like to roll animal handling.
Okay, go ahead and roll for animal handling.
It's 10.
Okay, what are you trying to do?
It's a horse.
Ascertain what's wrong with the horse.
Okay, so you kind of get into the stall space and are trying to avoid any of the pointy bits of Beelzebub's hooves or his teeth. But the moment he kind of smells you, he immediately like kicks up his head and looks in your direction and kind of glares for a moment, and then like kicks out with his back hoof and catches you in the shin. Kaimana, you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage from Beelzebub, and then he lays his head back down.
I ask him please not to do that Kaimana is here to help him feel better.
Well, he smells so weird.
Well, yes.
What does he have this like sultry smoke?
That voice, regardless.
Well, the
Okay,
best
I'm gonna
medicines
take a random
Why
names
is
to it.
even the horse fucking horny in this?
It's a
one?
romance novel. That's the sequel.
It's like the way medicine, the best medicine always tastes bad. It's the best doctor smells funny. So what seems to be the problem with you?
Oh, my stomach is a little upset.
I tell this to Kaimana.
Did he eat something funny?
Did you eat something funny?
Well, last night there was an odd amount, something in the hay that I was eating that didn't agree with me, I think.
There was something in the hay that didn't agree with him, he thinks.
Can I go investigate the hay?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an
Is the
investigation
hay
check, Marlo.
secretly poison?
Go ahead and roll an investigation check, Marlo.
Oh, shit.
That is going to be a 15.
15. So you go to the hay trough, and you're kind of poking through it. And no, it's not poisoned, but it is. There is lots of blood.
Oh.
What? Is it? Wait, werewolf senses. Is this animal blood or human blood?
It's human blood.
Shit.
Hildy, a word.
Yes.
Behold, human blood.
Weird way to present it.
Oh,
but
we lost somebody. No, we didn't.
I'm here.
Rob,
Oh, we
I'm
lost
your
Rob.
video?
We lost Rob's video. which...
Yeah, I muted for a second.
Oh, hold on a second.
Changed windows?
It changed windows, but I
Yeah.
think I can rearrange the windows. Hold on a second.
Yes, you can drag them.
Okay, hold on. Let me see what order do I need to drag these into?
Hang on, I'm getting ready to turn mine back on, so that may change things back.
Yeah, just see if that does it.
Okay,
Nope,
you're back
you're
on.
still
Hold on.
just at the bottom.
Yeah, let's see. I have to figure out how to rearrange the windows here.
Just drag them.
Well, so that they match the arrangement on my... There
For
we
the
go. All right, cool.
characters.
All right. All right, so you there's blood in the hay trough, Hildy.
Okay, well, that's questionable.
Want me to go kind of poke around and see what's up?
If you would, yes. I'm also going to. There should be a stable hand somewhere nearby.
You rang? And you turn and there's like this like a guy with like overalls, like corduroy denim overalls, no shirt on underneath the overalls, and like one of the overall clips is undone and he's just ripped, muscular, like blonde hair swooped to the side.
No, he's blonde fuck.
And like a stubbly face, and he's like, Hildy, it's so good to see you again out here on the farm.
Hildy walks over and like fixes his other overall strap and is like,
Hildy,
I
no,
told you
Hildy,
that
Oh.
you need to have both
Oh,
if
thank
you're
you.
working.
I
You're
like
welcome.
You're working.
It just keeps coming undone. I don't really understand it.
Jerry like grabs Abel and he's like, I always thought he was better than the male lead. Staring at him.
Second male lead syndrome.
Second male lead syndrome. He's like, I always thought he should have ended up with her instead.
So it seems that we have found some blood in the hay. Do you have you seen anything?
So this is Spence. He walks over to the hay trough. He goes, well, that doesn't look like anything to me.
Are you colorblind, Spence?
No,
Oh.
it's just hay.
But there's red in it.
He touches it, and then when he pulls his hand away, there's a little bit of the blood on his hand. He's like, it's just hay to me.
But look at your hand.
Maybe I like lean into Hildy. I'm like, maybe it's blood from someone not from here. That's why he can't see it.
Ma, will you cut my hand?
Cut your own hand.
I don't want to.
Oh my god, fine, baby.
Just prick my finger.
Okay, I take well, no, I don't take my dagger venom.
No,
Poison you. I simply have to take one of my swords and do this.
Do you need a regular dagger? I have one.
No, I'm committed. I'm doing the sword, but I'm doing it extremely light and carefully.
Okay. Mar carefully like whips, and just the tip of your finger gets hit, and a little sprout of blood pops off of it. And Spence goes, Hildy, well, are you injured? Do you need medical care? Well, you're the doctor.
I'm a horse doctor, not human doctor. But do you see it?
Yes,
The red.
you're bleeding. Does anybody have a bandage?
Can I get your autograph? Just sign him with like a piece of
Soros will pull out a bandage.
Okay.
I think this man can write his name.
I can't remember if Spence can.
He says,
It's going to make his mark.
Hildy, you're not the doctor to fix this. One of you, please. You all must be doctors to be friends of Hildy's. Who could do the medical care for our dear Hildy here?
I can wrap it. It's fine.
What about the strapping tall one? And he looks at Abel's. No, he looks at Abel's strap.
Oh, I'm so fucking offended.
Oh, Abel!
I tell you, Abel.
Would you do us a favor?
I can try.
Do you think that you could wrap dear Hildy's finger? I don't want her to lose all of her blood. It's literally like a drop.
I share your concern. Let me see what I may have.
Okay.
So
Soros has a bandage, so you can use Soros's bandage.
we will wrap very carefully. Make sure that this does not become infected.
Make a medicine check.
Oh no!
Oh, and, hold on. Watch -3. No, I'm joking. You get
She loses her
gangrene.
finger.
Oh God. A 4?
Oh,
my god.
like
Drop a little-
The bow is like this
yes,
big.
Hildy. When you're done, it's like in a cartoon when the bandage on the finger is like this big, and the finger like on the finger. Like Abel used a lot of bandage just to really make sure.
Perfect. That finger's not moving. Is what's
Yeah,
gonna
you're
happen.
stuck
It's
like
just-
this now. Yeah.
Great, wonderful. Yes, I feel much better. But you did see the blood.
Oh, you're bleeding. Yes, you're bleeding, but it seems that the fine doctor has helped you and has staunched
No,
the
but I'm
bleeding.
asking. No, when my finger was bleeding, you saw the blood,
Well, yes, that's why I was concerned.
or were you concerned because you figured I should be bleeding?
I'm really confused what you're asking me.
Did you see red?
Yes, on Hildy's
Okay.
finger. Yes, okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Better way to ask. Thank you.
Abel, can you come detect magic on this blood?
Mar's run off because Mar cannot stand this man.
Go for it.
And Mar has tried to look for other trail of blood or anything else that would seem
Okay.
out of sorts.
So go ahead and make an investigation check as you look through the broader barn area. And then Abel, are you good detecting magic on the blood as Jury asked?
Yes, I will do just that.
Okay.
Yeah, strapping
I got
Abel.
to dirty 20.
Dirty 20, okay. And so Abel, as you're casting the spell, you don't detect anything magical in this space, except for literally everything in this space, because this is a magical library and construction, but you don't detect anything of particular magic about the blood that's present here. However, the blood does have a similar magical residue as everything else that you see, so you get the sense that the blood is of this realm of the library.
Nothing out of the ordinary. As far as magic is concerned.
Okay.
Marlo, as you're searching, you kind of go out of the stall for Beelzebub and you kind of head down the opposite way from where you entered in, and you find a small little bit of blood, and then a few steps forward another little bit of blood, and a few steps forward beyond that as you're exiting this barn. In the light, you can see a couple puddles leading off into what looks like a field or an area that goes off towards the woods.
I whistle for the gang.
Even
Yes,
little
I-
bit.
I turn with my finger. Yes. I head towards where Marlo is.
Yep.
All right.
Fun trade.
I tell Beelzebub.
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 Yeah.
They're cousins.
Yeah.
I tell him that he should just rest and not eat any of the funny tasting hay, and it should pass.
Oh, can you get him to put some new hay in my trough?
Yes, and I tell
Spence.
to that he needs fresh cut hay to
Okay.
help ease his indigestion.
And to clean the trough.
Okay.
See,
So
my middle school boyfriend was a blonde boy named Spence.
I'm so sorry.
Kind of
I
energy.
dated
Oh,
a
no.
blonde named
I'm-
Spence too.
Well, how many
Hey,
Spence?
Ace, why the fuck are we cursed?
And he sucked.
Why are Spence's curse? So Spence grabs like a pitchfork to go empty out the trough, and the moment he touches the pitchfork, his thing pops and it falls away.
I think it's just
I
he's like
see
a York.
this, and
he's
then
a-
Mar says out loud, "Yusef read this book."
He did.
This character is Yorian coded, and that's why
Yes.
we hate him. That's Jury's ex-boyfriend.
But
so.
he goes to cleaning out the trough, and you guys go outside. And so
I
everyone.
just-
oh, go ahead, Kamina.
I do just want to say, all of the tropes are completely lost on Kaimana.
Yeah,
But
I love
it's like he realized to him it's like terrifying. Like something is very off about this place and
Yeah.
these people.
You wanna hold
But
my
he's
hand,
also
buddy?
like too polite to call out
Yeah.
anybody
Okay.
on this. But he's like, this place is. I don't
Yeah.
have feel good feelings about this place.
I don't understand it either, Kaimon.
So you all head outside, and Marlo's there with blood at her feet.
With blood at our feet. Oh my goodness.
Not uncommon, but
Only you didn't put it there this time.
well, that also not uncommon, but yes.
Yeah, none of us should honestly be surprised.
I'm gonna start leaving the group following this trail of blood.
Okay. So
How fresh does it look? I guess.
So it looks like maybe a few hours old. Like you get the sense from like where the sun is in the sky that maybe this is like a dawn level, like a dawn blood, and that has like because you're in like mid morning according to the sun. Yeah.
So just only a couple hours.
Yeah, only a couple hours old. Like enough that like some of it's dried, but there's still parts of it like at the deeper sections that are still a little wet.
Okay.
So you guide the group using your heightened senses. You've picked up the smell of this blood, and you're guiding them. Eventually, it takes you off into the field, and this field is fairly well manicured thanks to the horses. But eventually, like the blood seems to go over like a fence, and then into a more wild field that you can tell is marshy land, and then there's it continues to trek off into a forest further beyond that's kind of at the edge of this farm space. Once you get into the darkened, like you enter into the forest, it's almost like an immediate like tone shift of the space. Like the light dims dramatically. There's like a soft hum of sound within the forest, like distant twittering of birds, insects. The sky seems to be slightly different color here. But you kind of, this is where you come upon like a slightly larger pool of blood here. And as you approach that, you hear a voice from kind of behind a tree near the blood. And he says, "Ah, so I see you here looking for the blood too, are you?" And stepping out from the behind the tree, you see this man in a weird outfit. It's like a long coat that goes almost to his ankles, an odd hat that's kind of similar to Marlo's hat, but like a smaller bill. He's got a cigarette in his mouth, and
it's Harry Dresden.
The thing that's incredibly weird about him is that he is in black and white.
Oh, amazing!
I love that.
Amazing, Josh.
So I see there's some more spooks on the case here.
Yes.
And you are?
Oh, you can call me Mort. Dairy Mort.
Hi, Mort.
Hello, Mort. How long have you been working the case?
Well, I stumbled across the blood as I was on my morning sabbatical this morning and walking around the fields having a cigarette, and found the blood. And as an investigator, it's my job to find out what is going on with the blood around this area.
Also, Mort, as a librarian here, can you not smoke actually? Because you could catch your world on fire, and that would be very bad.
He like drops the cigarette, puts it out, and immediately like another one just appears in his fingers. No, actually, it's just part of the. It's always like it's like
just
this.
a part of who you are. It's like another finger for you. Yes.
Also, this, and he pulls out a flask. Like takes
Beautiful.
a sip of
Hell yeah.
Beautiful. So you started from this morning. Do you have any other clues that you're trying to follow other than just blood?
Well, no, I saw the blood at the farm place over there, and then I just strolled along and through the field, got some shit on my boots, and then I made my way into the forest here, and stopped for a cigarette, and then you all stumbled across it. It's been a long 2 hours.
That
Sorry.
took 2 hours.
Yes,
Sorry.
come on.
I want to drink the monochromatic liquor.
Okay.
Maybe don't.
Is it just ink? Would it just be ink?
There's only one way to find out.
It's blackstrap.
All right. So
shall we continue walking?
Well, do you
Yes,
mind
I
if I, tag along with you? I think more heads are better than one.
I suppose
I really
so,
got to
Mort.
crack this case,
Well, of course you do. By a certain amount of time, I suppose, as well. Yes.
You
we'll
are
just
not
continue.
inhaling. You are just not inhaling at all with the speed.
There's just
that
like a
you're doing
constant
this at.
cloud of smoke around
Yeah.
him. He's like,
It smells like an aha video.
I'm just waiting for the rain and some dame to walk into my house and say that her estranged husband is missing. And then, she probably did it.
You're not even in the house. You're outside.
Well, I was earlier.
Or whatever. More. Yes, more. You can follow us. It's fine.
All right.
And if you see
Drop back
anything,
with
let
him,
us know.
Carmina.
What?
Drop back and hang out by him.
Okay, yeah.
Next time
good
he pulls
idea.
it out, you can ask for a hit.
Oh, well, she's
I'm gonna pull out my pipe of smoke monsters.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So as the group kind of continues to try to follow the trail, Marlo, go ahead and roll either survival or another investigation check.
Can I have advantage from Mort?
Yeah, Mort can help you out.
Hooray.
And then he kind of falls back with you, Kaimana area, and he takes out his flask to take a sip, and then he sees you blow out the smoke, and it takes the form of this like large winged creature with a scorpion tail and a lion's mane, and then it flies off in the distance. He says, "That's a quick trick, kid."
Yeah, I learned it on the mean streets of somewhere.
All the streets are mean in the city, kid.
Yeah.
This is an interesting time.
All right.
Because Kamana has no lingo. Like he's never read a. He
Nope.
has no
Yeah.
idea this is a genre. Like it's just a weird monochromatic man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What was your investigation check, Marlo?
21.
21.
Wow.
So after you get to this kind of pool of blood, it takes you a little bit to find another pool. It seems like whoever was bleeding stopped here, and so there's more blood here. But then maybe did something to staunch the flow of blood, because as you move, there's no longer like pools on the ground. It's just like maybe where they like brushed against a leaf or their hand touched something. So you're following now the path of blood that's going through the forest.
And Hildy, from your perspective, Mar is like barely looking for a trail and seems to just be like occasionally pausing and then just going where more blood is.
Yeah. She's got a good eye for the small hints, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm. Yes, she definitely.
You think I could make a career out of this like you?
Well, I wouldn't recommend it. It's just all alcohol and cigarettes.
Oh,
Speaking of alcohol, Kaimana likes alcohol. Do you have any? He's got a jug with some alcohol in it too. Maybe y'all could exchange
You want to swap?
wigs.
Oh God.
Sure. He takes out his flask and hands
Is
it.
this just not the equivalent? I lean into Hildy. Is this just not the equivalent of just like pouring vodka on your newest book?
Honestly, at this point with Mort, I don't necessarily care if he does get drowned by alcohol.
All right, that's fair.
I don't really think he's bringing anything to anybody's game. So,
She's a sassy one.
well, I have my moments.
All He hands you the flask, Kaimana. The moment Kaimana touches the flask and takes it from Mort, the flask turns silver.
Oh.
Into silver or just disappears?
No. It turns it goes from being like a
Black and white.
clearly black and white flask to when you touch it, it looks like a normal flask.
Oh, okay, I got it.
And then when you do you take a swig of it, it
Yes.
tastes like really, really shitty whiskey.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you using the alchemy jug?
Yeah, I open the alchemy jug and I say, beer.
Okay. So you hand him the alchemy jug. The moment he touches the alchemy jug and removes it from your hand, the alchemy jug goes black and white. And he
Fascinating.
takes a sip of it. Oh, that's a hoppy. And he hands it back to you. And then he retrieves his flask, and there's like that transition where it goes from color to black and white again as you return.
It's fascinating.
Make a Constitution saving throw for me, come on.
7?
Oh, no.
So it's really weird. something hits you like almost instantly, like as if an author had written that you got drunk off of one drink. And you like are kind of stumbling a little bit, and you are pretty intoxicated, Kaimana. Anybody who's watching Mort, as he's kind of like wiping off some of the liquid from the like that got into his he drank too quickly and it got on his face. As he's wiping, his hands are coming away, and there's like ink as the beer is like wiping away a bit of the ink of Mort.
Oh no.
This is wild.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
All right. So you kind of follow the path a little bit further, and you go deeper into the woods, and there's another transition in the tone of the woods. You get to a place where there's like these weird like briars growing up out of places, and the trees have changed shape from just beautifully straight to kind of these gnarled masses of tree that overhang the path. And it seems as if like all of the light is being blocked out, and you're kind of like in this darkened wood space. And it's as you're kind of making that transition, Marlo, that you don't necessarily lose the scent, but the scent becomes a little bit harder to track, whether it's just the general like mustiness of the space, or whether like they had stopped bleeding at this point. It's difficult to know which direction it's going again. So you can make another survival or investigation check here with advantage, because Mort will step forward and he like takes out a magnifying glass. He's like looking around to help you.
That is a 24.
A 24.
Ooh.
Cool. So it takes you a little while. So you guys are kind of like watching Mort and Marlo work. And eventually you find the path. But you watch as like Mort kind of like steps forward, and he's like, yeah, I think you found it right over here. And he takes a step, and then you just see him like disappear as he tumbles forward out of view behind like a briar patch and a bush and the gnarled trees. Just kind of disappears into darkness outside of view.
Oh no. I go to see what happened to him.
So you kind of step forward, and you realize that like off the edge here, there's like a very steep incline that seems to go down about 30 feet or so. And you're looking down, and Mort is just like a broken, shattered self, like at the bottom of this ravine. And he's like, I think I got injured.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and just kind of slide down.
Would any of you happen to be a bone saw?
Yeah, I'll help you, Mort.
Oh, shit.
Excuse me.
I picked
I'll help
Kaimana
you,
up
Mort.
and jumped down with him.
I think in real life, maybe Jay laughs like that. Holy shit, that's funny.
Yeah, I'll climb down or attempt to.
Okay, so Kaimana and Soros, you...
Kaimana, you're drunk. Wait.
I'll carry him down.
Okay, so
Okay, good.
Soros, you're able to make this...
I'll do it myself.
You're able to make this jump easily enough. Everyone else, except with the exception of Marlo, descending further down is going to require either some kind of use of an ability, or you can, like Hilda, you could call on the library to see if it could help you. Abel, Jury, you could...
I'm not going down there. I'm waiting for them to tell me that's where we need to go.
Okay, so you're staying up at the top. Abel, what are you doing?
Yeah, tell me if that's where we need to go.
I will stay next to Jury.
Okay, so Jury and Abel stay up at the top. So Marlo, Soros, Kaimana, you arrive at the bottom. And like it's very clear that Mort has broken his arm. And he's kind of like lying on some like rocks, and he's like, am I gonna be a goner, kid?
Yeah, you'd be fine.
All right, roll a
Let
medicine.
me just take a look here.
Roll a medicine check with disadvantage.
Bless.
Such a comedy of errors.
I think I probably stayed. Hilda probably stayed up
22.
at the top.
With disadvantage at 22.
Disadvantage, that
Wow.
rolls a 27.
Wow.
Incredible.
So okay, Hildy stayed up at the top.
But
So
I was gonna say she probably did like cast her familiar and sent her owl familiar down.
okay, what's your
Kaimana's
owl's?
down there just like the shoulder bones connected to the arm bone.
What kind of owl is?
He just snaps it back into
Yeah.
place, binds it up.
Amazing.
Yeah. What does your owl look like, Hildy?
It is a little brown owl that has markings that kind of looks like glasses around its eyes as well. And his name is Dewey.
Dewey.
Oh, he's a hoot.
Dewey the decimal. All
Dewey
right.
the decimal.
So he flies down, and so if you want to look through his eyes, you kind of see what's happening down there. And as you all are looking, Kaimana does drunkenly reset the bone, and Mort just as you reset it, and then you carefully make a sling for him and tie it off. And it's, your bandages are normal or whatever, but the moment you put them on his body, they change to like that black and white, like inked look. And you look down at your hands, and there's red blood on your hands from Mort. But when you're looking at him, the blood is that black inkish look. But
Maybe you should have another hit of whiskey to help kill the pain.
That's a good idea. My whiskey hand is currently this is a little cigarette hand, whiskey hand.
Just hold the cigarette in your lips.
No.
Yeah, I could do things one-handed. Oh, that's good. So Barlow, when you get down to the bottom, like you pick up again on the scent of blood, but there's something else weird here. There's like this odd perfume in the air, or I don't know. It's maybe the smell of like baking that's using like lavender or something. There's like a weird sweetness in the air that is overpowering the smell of the blood.
Can I tell if they're coming from different directions?
So what you can kind of sense is that the blood was kind of going off in one direction, and that whatever that, it's like Geralt vision in Witcher 3. Like you can see like the cloud of this perfumey thing seems to be following a relatively like a trail that's going through this densely corrupted underbrush, but it does seem to be going off in the same direction.
Hildy?
Mm-hmm.
Why would there be the smell of like something like baking in the woods? Like nice baking?
Oh. My mind is instantly going to a very bad children's book.
So not that way?
Written, or is in not good information?
Not good information.
So
I
avoid
suppose.
the nice smelling thing in the woods?
I mean, my instinct says that it may be a witch. We don't have any children with us, though, so I feel like it might be fine. They're not always depicted nicely in books.
It's a little messed up.
I like them I'm sure they're fine in person. In books, they have a tendency to be a villain. And my instinct feels like there might, but you know what? We don't have any children with us, so it might just be fine. We don't have any what?
I'm only 2.
Mar remembers a certain fairy tale in which a wolf is depicted very badly for maybe random reasons. And so Mar's gonna pedally go off in this direction.
Okay, so you all watch as Mar heads off deeper into the woods. Are you all going
And
to
I just
follow?
kind of yell, I'm gonna go check it out, bye!
Okay.
I think Hildy wants to go with her.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we follow.
I'll wait if other people are coming.
course.
I won't
Yeah.
run off on my own.
So to get down, this is like a 30-foot decline. You can either make an acrobatics check, or you can try, if there's a spell that you have that could help you. Hildy, you could use your ability if you want.
I'll do my Misty Step down.
Okay, so
I was about to say, I think I can do that too.
you
right?
do have Misty Step. That's true.
Yeah.
So you both burn the spell slot, and you teleport the 30 feet down to the bottom.
Does my wild magic go on?
What level spell is this?
That's
Is this
2?
second level, and you're okay. Let me see. Nope, you're good.
And then Abel has to. I'm sure you are you jetpacking Abel?
He had to step away.
I'm
from
sure.
it.
I'm sure he's.
Yeah. So
jetpacking down.
if he doesn't, I'll make him do a retroactive reroll. But I imagine he jetpacks. So eventually, you all get to the bottom of this kind of like jetpack. Okay, you get to the bottom of this like little like holler area, and then there's like a weird path that seems to be going through the woods. Marlo, you're a little bit of you stepped up front of everybody, and so once everybody's there and you start heading off in that direction, Mort eventually stands up and starts to follow in that way. You come across like cobblestones every so often, and then eventually it turns into a relatively well manicured path that's winding its way through this what seems like wildly overgrown portion of the forest. And that smell of like that sweet smell is getting stronger.
Okay. I'm gonna keep going.
Okay. So you all kind of are following through.
But like keeping an eye out for anything. You know, I'm still on my guard.
All right, I'll go make a perception check then.
I guess Mort can't help me with this magnifying glass anymore, huh?
Am I making mine at disadvantage?
Yes.
Josh, I'm just gonna cast a little healing magic on myself as we get closer.
Yeah.
Perception, you said?
Yes.
23.
It's a 19, Josh.
Okay.
25.
Oh, wow. Okay. So as you guys are all walking, you all notice like the change in the pathway here. And then there's another kind of like dimming of the light within this space. It almost feels like it's nighttime outside, and like there's like a dull haze that's kind of washing in the low places within the forest. And all of you now begin to smell this beautiful fragrant smell of baking something that smells oddly like Northwick buns. This like except for Hildy, it wouldn't smell like Northwick buns. Hildy, what is Hildy's favorite snack?
Yeah, I feel like I'm on. I don't know. Some snacky.
Is she like a biscotti? Is she like a biscotti lady?
Biscotti.
I was gonna say those
yeah.
little tiny croissants
You
that
need a
became
coffee.
very
Okay, like a little croissant, like
the little tiny croissants.
Yes.
that you can just like pop them.
Yes. So like you're smelling like the warm, fragrant smell of like fresh croissants, but the rest of the ticket takers, you're all smelling Northwick buns. And immediately it's kind of like leading you off in a direction. It's hard to see like through the dense underbrush and the trees here, but I mean, that is the smell of Northwick buns not far ahead.
Kamana starts to walk a little faster.
Okay. So Kaimana kind of moves up towards the front with
I'm
Marlo.
not letting Kaimana lead.
Okay.
Is he still on the leash?
Is he still on the leash? Did we unleash
I never took it
Kaimana?
off.
So
I mean, I think he's still leashed.
So Kaimana
huh?
is still leashed to Abel. So
Well, he wandered down, so I think he's
yeah.
actually leashed to Saurus.
oh, you traded off. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I think
Saurus,
so.
you have control of Kaimana's leash as he starts to totter off quickly towards the smell of the Northwick buns.
I feed out the rope a little.
Okay. Give him just enough rope to hang himself, Saurus.
The worst person to have to lead.
I know, but it made sense for this part of it, unfortunately.
Oh, 1000%. All right. So you head to kind of deeper in, and you come around a bend, Mar, and that is when you see a quaint little cottage like nestled in the woods here. And there's smoke drifting out of a beautiful chimney. There's warm windows that are lit and inviting in the dark space here. There's well-tended flowers. The building is a little oddly shaped with a thatched roof. And the door is, instead of a typical archway door, it's more circular, like a circular portal. But then there's beautiful like spotted curtains in the window, but they're drawn so you can't see what's going on deep within inside them. But you do get that fragrance of Northwick buns is coming from here. Also, that fragrance of blood picks back up here.
Interesting. I will mention to the group that there is also the smell of blood around here, which Hildy sounds insane to you. That I just said this.
I reel
I
Kaimana
didn't
back
trust
in.
You reel Kaimana back in. Does
Like a
Kaimana
fish.
reel in, or does Kaimana fight it?
Probably fights it.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check. Come on and make a strength check. Opposed strength checks.
Is
Well,
it disadvantage because he's
With
drunk?
disadvantage, come on.
Well, I'm not trying
no.
to pull him back towards me, but basically I'm speeding up and just taking in the slack. So that
Oh,
I
okay,
can
okay.
be-
So you're trying to just hold him from back for a little bit.
10.
Okay. 10. So if you try to keep Kaimana from going towards the quaint cottage, then you
11.
11. So it is enough to stop Kaimana's progress
Beautiful.
as you do that. But you're outside here, and as you're looking
can
around,
I-
you don't see any, like, you do see like weird, like every now and then it looks like eyes, like off in the distance, like in the forest, like blinking. And then you hear like the like ooh, ooh of an owl. But Hildy's owl is with her.
Can I kind of stealth closer and see if there's like anything else I can pick up on if I get closer to this cottage?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Okay.
Is the house edible?
Is the house edible? Make a perception check with disadvantage. Come on.
He's got the munchies.
I got a 26 on stealth.
26 on stealth. Okay. So you move closer to the house, Marlo, and you kind of go around the side, so you're avoiding windows and doors. And as you're stealthily moving, you do see, like, briefly, like, one of the curtains like opens a little bit, and you see just a little bit of a face, and then the curtain closes as you're moving. But when you get towards the doorway, kind of the side, you crouch underneath the window, and that smell of the cooking is definitely coming from the chimney. But this low into the ground, you get much more of that earthy fragrance of what's beneath you, and then underneath the seal of the door, blood.
I'm gonna go back to the group, and we're gonna say, Mort, very important task for you as the detective here.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
Go knock on that door and say you're investigating a blood trail. And the rest of us are gonna hide and see what happens.
I rolled a 10, Josh.
A 10 to see. It looks like, I don't know, the house might be made out of cookie dough.
I'm gonna try to eat it.
You watch.
No one lets you get close enough to eat that.
Kaimana is
No.
trying. So Soris, if you want to prevent him from trying to eat the thing, you could roll opposed strength checks, Kaimana, with disadvantage.
Or 10 or 16? 16.
16.
11.
Okay.
I scoop Kaimana up under one arm.
Yeah, so Kaimana, you're like, cookies, and you move forward, but then Soris like pulls you up, and
We'll sneak up on it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise the house may run away.
all right. So you all move kind of back, and then you
Stealth.
you all roll stealth.
Oh god.
Yeah, we're trying to
To hide?
hide, and I'm
Sure.
gonna send Mort forward to knock on the door and be like, "Oh, I'm investigating a blood trail.
Oh god.
Hello, madam. Have you seen anything around these parts lately?"
All right. So what's everyone's stealth check? Kaimana, are you
17.
doing pass without a trace?
Yeah, I guess I did.
Okay, so add 10 to your stealth.
27.
27.
27.
27.
I rolled a nat 1,
Oof.
Okay.
but I have a +2.
So that's weirdly 13.
13 now.
Marlo,
22.
able. Okay.
36.
I think that might balance out the natural one. a little bit.
Okay.
So
I
as
got a-
like
I got a 17.
Hildy goes to hide, and like you see like Hildy's taking steps back, and you just see she is about to go ass over tea kettle into some nettle. Didn't read the rhyme there. We're now at a fairy tale. And
Amazing.
Marlo, you just kind of like carefully like slide back behind her and like place a hand at Hildy's back to guide her carefully away from that so that she doesn't tumble over and make a loud noise. And you all kind of back away from the doorway. And Mort kind of straightens his trench coat, and he walks up and he's like, "Oh, okay, all right, okay." And so he gets to the door and knocks. Is anyone home? We're doing an investigation. I'm doing an investigation out here looking for some blood. Knock.
Professional.
And then he reaches in, he puts the cigarette in his mouth and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out Saurus a gun. And he's like, so I think, do I need to break down the door? Is this why I need to?
No.
Okay.
I kind of think Mort could be a ticket taker.
He like taps on the door with the gun. And then the door opens and you all see like this gentle looking old woman, kind of like one of those like multi-staged like bun top things on her head. And she's wearing an apron that is paisley and blue and powder blue and white.
Find mute.
Oh, you're all right. And
Sorry.
she's wearing kind of this brownish dress and she's a little hunched over and she's like, oh, well, I didn't think that I'd have more visitors today. What can I help you with, young sir? And Mort goes, I don't think anyone's here, guys.
He can't see her.
I mean, the door opened, but there's no one here.
Can she see him?
Yes.
Unfortunate.
Interesting.
I don't like this.
He like turns around to head back and she like looks beyond Mort and is trying to spy into the woods. And then she backs away and closes the door. The door opened, Mart, and that like it was like a waft of that blood smell.
Oh, someone's either dead or dying in there.
Hildy gets up and goes to the door.
Okay. So you go to the door. Do you knock on the door?
I'm going to sneak around to the side. You said there's a side door as well?
There's not a side door. You guys haven't explored like the back of the house. Saurus, as you go to the back, the house is kind of like built into the side of a hillside. So there's no back door or anything, but you do get the sense that like you could go down the chimney if you wanted to. You just had to deal with fire.
Could let Kaimana eat a hole in it. I mean, you got options here.
I'm gonna go with Hildy.
I leave
to the
Kaimana
door.
behind to eat a hole in the house, and I go up to the chimney.
Okay.
And I'm going to wait until Hildy knocks and that starts to play out.
Okay. So Kaimana, you try to take a bite out of the house. You go to bite.
No, hang on, because I'm getting my what's the word I'm looking for? I'm getting my money's worth out of this, so I'm going to shape change into a bear.
Okay.
No.
And yeah, I'm gonna start devouring this house.
Okay.
That's a different bedtime story.
So yeah. So
Amazing.
So Hildy, you see as Kaimana, the little otter warps into a bear and then tries to bite. I mean, Kaimana, you're getting bites out of the house. It is definitely not cookie dough, though. Like this is just masonry. It is chunks of wood and stone. Like, I don't know if Kaimana cares, but you're there.
Well, no, in Kaimana's heads, a bear's taste buds are defective.
There you go.
Yeah, no.
All right. So Hildy, you walk up to the door. You knock.
Yes.
And the door.
I'm
opens.
gonna be like with Hildy, like a little behind her, letting her like take the lead, but like in case anything goes wrong, like I'm right there.
Sure, absolutely. So Hildy, you go ahead and knock on the door, and the door opens, and you see like the gentle old woman there. She goes, "Oh, welcome. There's many visitors today out here in the woods."
Yes. Hi, I am the librarian, and there seems to be some issues. I just wanted to come and check and see how are you tonight.
You're the librarian.
Yes.
The local village librarian, of course. You mean?
Can I
Sure.
insight check her to see if she
go ahead.
knows that she is in fact in a book in the Uncontained Fictions section?
Go ahead.
Marlo, the master of the insight check.
Mhm.
Ooh, I rolled a 6, but it automatically bumps up because of my fucking feet. So I automatically get an 18. Oh.
So the moment Hildy introduced herself as the librarian, you see just like the faintest look of like fear or distrust cross over this woman's eyes.
Ooh, okay.
Well, can I, I'm just baking some delicious cookies. Can I welcome you into my warm abode?
I heard you mention to the gentleman that was passing by before that you've had a lot of visitors today. Who all has seen you today?
Oh, just a couple small children from the local village.
I go down the chimney.
Okay, you drop down the chimney. Immediately, Saurus, you hit fire. You take 3 points of fire damage, but you roll out of the fire. Let's see if she notices.
And
while
I'm
she's
stealthing as soon as...
She rolled a natural one. She is engaged in this conversation.
If she's gonna notice anything, she's gonna notice the large mammal that's currently devouring the windowsill.
My stealth is a 28.
28. So yes, and so she doesn't notice. And as you roll out, there's a weird looking bird, like old and like a parakeet on its last like couple years of life, like just an ornery, pissed off old bird, like in a cage. And it doesn't even notice you as you kind of roll out of the fireplace and kind of dust off the soot from yourself. The woman does kind of look out and she goes, Can you please have your bear stop eating my house, please?
It's a wild animal. There's only so much you can do.
Kaibana,
Mm-hmm.
you take another bite and you feel the house shudder a little bit.
Ooh!
Ew.
Oh, I hated that.
Good. This isn't fun. All right. Well, yes, a live animal, so you can only do so much. So where are the children now?
Oh, they went on their way. They were picking daisies out in the forest, and then they wanted to take them home to their mother.
Insight check.
Go ahead. Yep.
Where the kids at?
I love that
Yeah.
me and Abel are like sitting at the top of the hill just waiting to see if shit goes down.
And I'm going to start
Activate my
sneaking.
force ballista just in case.
Is there any other doors or rooms off of this that I could conceivably sneak through?
Yeah, so there you get the sense that like this is the large open chamber here. There's a dining area. There's the kitchen space with the fireplace. But the house does seem to go like, or at least where it was on the side of the hill, there's a doorway that leads what you think maybe there's a portion of the house that's under the hill. And so there's that back at the back of the chamber.
Okay, I'm going to try and sneak through that while
Okay.
they're distracting.
All right, good.
Well, the gentleman that you saw earlier, we saw him along the walk as well. Seems a little bit crazy to me personally, but he kept talking about a blood situation and was following a blood trail.
Oh,
And
wow.
it came to your house. So have you seen anybody that was injured?
Well, no, I haven't seen anybody walking by like that. Maybe the children pricked their dainty hands on one of the thorn
I got
bushes.
a 21 on this insight check against her.
She's clearly lying.
Cool. I
Saurus,
just kind of nudge Hildy, like, yeah, no.
the door's locked, Saurus.
I pick it.
Okay, go ahead and roll a lockpick check.
Okay. Dimension with thieves' tools.
Is there
Might
a window,
add to my
Josh?
sleight of hand, or-
There are 2 windows at the front, and then there's windows on either end. It is weird when you're like inside the house. There are 2 windows at the back of the house, but that would be where the hill is. So it'd be weird that there's windows there.
All right, I would.
Josh,
Oh,
I
go
would
ahead.
like to break through and then climb in through one of the windows.
Okay, so you go ahead and make an attack roll.
Since I have proficiency in thieves' tool, do I add that and sleight of hand, or just that?
So are you proficient in sleight of hand?
I am not proficient in sleight.
Okay, then yeah. So then it's a dex check plus your proficiency.
Okay,
For
so
your thieves'
that
tool,
would be a 25.
25. So Source, it's a surprisingly difficult lock, but you unlock it, and then the door cricks and then slides open outward, and you kind of peek in, and it's weird because you open the door and it's not more house, it's a cavern. Like the house is like buttressed up against a cavern in the hill. And as you kind of slide the door and look through, off in the corner of the cavern, you see 3 individuals, a man and 2 small children.
Okay, I'm gonna slide in and I'm going to message Mar that that I'm inside. I'm further in the house. I see 3 bodies that may or may not be alive. I'm gonna check them out. Keep her distracted.
Okay.
Kaimana, what was your attack roll against the window?
14.
14. So you, really weird, Kaimana. You smack the window with your bare paw and you just like bounce off of the glass pane.
I roar.
Really, if you all could get that animal under control, we could have a much more pleasant conversation.
All right, I'm gonna start to climb up and go for the chimney.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll against the chimney.
I'm gonna let this happen. I'm gonna go. It's really hard it's so impossible to deal with those pesky bears these days.
Yes,
would you
bears like to have things in
I
particular.
cannot help but notice the wonderful smell of your baking. Would you mind perhaps sharing some with some poor weary travelers? Mar's trying to play into the fucking aesthetic and is doing a terrible job.
Absolutely. I just took these cookies out of the oven here. And she turns around and from seemingly nowhere, a tray of cookies is in her hand and she beckons you all to enter. Who is entering into the hut of the woman?
Oh, I'm standing in the doorway.
Staying in the doorway?
I'm not
I
going
am
into
just
it.
just to distract, but
Okay.
I'm on my guard. I'm ready to just absolutely to run a sword through her
Okay.
if anything goes wrong.
Abel, Jury, what are you all doing?
We're sitting on the hill. I think me and Abel are just having a conversation about something else.
You're just watching this whole conversation up here with like
We're
this
like,
kind
Mara's
of
got
like-
this handled, I think. And Kaimana's on the roof now. I don't know what their plans
All
are
right,
there.
yeah, Josh,
It's
I'm on
pretty
the,
cool.
I'm on the roof. Did I hear them go inside?
So you heard probably you maybe heard Marlowe take a step inside. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna peek down, see if the doors, if they're still out in front, or if they.
Hildy is standing in the doorway, but you do see the door is open and that Mar's no longer standing at the front door.
All right, I'm dropping bear form,
Okay.
and because the fact that my paw just bounced off of fragile, what I thought was spun sugar plate glass, that to me says magic. I would like to cast Dispel Magic at 4th level on the hut.
Okay. So you go to cast the spell.
That's a good idea.
And you just like the spell energy leaves your hand and it hits the thatched roofing structure of the hut's roof. And you just watch. It's almost like watching like when you pet a dog and like the muscles under their skin move as you pet them. You just watch the thatched roofing like do that as the spell hits them, but it doesn't have any other effect beyond that.
Fuck you and fuck that. That's
That is unpleasant.
Hey, I've gone from the mouth into the throat.
Look,
That's true.
we've gone from a romance novel to a mystery novel, and now we are in
now it's
like
House of
Grimm's
Leaves fucking
Grimm's
shit. I
fairy
hate
tales.
this.
Oh, House of
Yeah.
Leaves.
I love
We're in
this.
Grimm's
This is
fairy
Cabin in
tales
the
right now.
Woods bullshit.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Abel and Jury are just up there snacking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jerry's like, why do you think Spin's called U-strapping? I'm like a little offended about this.
I will say that Hildy at this point probably would message Jury and be like, please be on the guard. This is not okay.
I'm like, do you want us to come down there?
Stealthily,
Okay.
so that they don't know we have additional people.
Emma's also spitting out splinters right now.
Yeah, you are.
What happened?
You are. A little blood, little splinters. All right, Mar. So the plate of cookies is offered to you. Do you take a cookie from the kind woman?
I will pick up a cookie. I'm not gonna fucking eat it. I just want to look at it.
Okay.
I want to inspect this shit. I'll be like, oh wow, look at the crumb coat? No.
It smells.
That's not right.
I mean, like you pick it up and you're inspecting it. It smells just like a Northwick bun. Like that warm.
Which is impossible because nothing could ever be fucking as good as a Northwick
that
bun.
warm like fragrance of a freshly cooked Northwick bun, but it is in a cookie form. As you're investigating it, you can make a medicine or investigation check.
Sorry, medicine?
Well, because you did say like you're investigating the cookie, so medicine would determine whether it's like poisoned or has a disease.
Okay. I'm just gonna invest. I don't know if it's like poison, but if it's just a weird fucking something or other. So that is a 19 for investigation.
I mean, for all you can tell, like this is just a regular cookie, but you're smart enough to know that like there's no way that this should smell like it does. So there's probably something magical about this cookie as well.
Oh, please have one with me. It makes me feel insecure to eat when no one else is.
Well, I am trying to watch my figure, but you can make a persuasion check.
Okay. I'm great at this. That's cocked. Which is upsetting because one of those was a 19. That would have been really cool for me. Oh, but that's a 16, which is incredible.
That is good for you. All right. So she goes, well, sure. I mean, what's one cookie if you're watching your figure, you know? I've spent 50 years building this ass, so I might as well, you know.
Wait, Josh, is she kind of like...
Is she thick?
Is she kind of like Pixar mom?
Yeah. She's Pixar like grandmom, but yeah, sure. All right. So she like picks up a cookie and she takes a bite of it.
All right.
You take a bite?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm fake. Can I fake eat a bite?
Make a sleight of hand check.
Cool. Yeah.
Incredible.
A sleight of mouth.
A sleight of mouth check. Let's never say that again.
10.
So as you go to do that, she kind of looks at you. Well, it's not nice to offer to share a cookie and then to pretend to share a cookie.
You didn't eat it yourself.
What?
Okay, that's fine.
Fuck it. I'm gonna eat this cookie.
Okay.
I'm just gonna see what happens.
You take a bite of the cookie.
I'm gonna go, Hildy, I'm about to eat a cookie, so
I'm gluten-free, sorry.
I'm going crazy right now. It's cheat day.
All right. So you take a bite of the cookie. Mar, make a wisdom saving throw.
Mar, out of social obligation, eating the evil cookie is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
It entered into the social contract. It's got to be
That
done.
is so funny.
Yeah, no, she fucking like Southern grandma guilt tripped me.
I
Yeah.
know. It's funny.
I got a 19.
Ooh.
That just beats it.
Okay.
And so as you bite into the cookie, one, it doesn't taste anything like a Northwick bun. It just tastes like a shitty cookie. But
damn, it's not even good.
No, but two, you do feel immediately upon taking in the bite, like a magical energy wash over you, and it's almost like something that's just immediately drawing you to this kind old woman who just wants to offer you a cookie. But then it washes away. And there's a moment, like it's a split second moment as the spell doesn't take hold on your brain that you blink. She's not a kind old woman. She's a fucking ugly looking, like mangled, like creature that's like got arms that are longer than they should be and long pointed fingers, and her hair is like stringy and matted in her face, and she's got boils on her cheeks and her nose. But then you blink again and it's the kind old woman again.
All right, Josh.
Yeah.
Any luck with the
By the way, this is legitimately what I was planning on doing next as soon as I saw that the roof was kind of fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But where is the old woman in relation to the hearth, like the fireplace?
She's still roughly near the front door, so she's probably like 10, 15 feet away from it.
All right. Kaimana is jamming the end of the spell of fire down the chimney and casting fireball into the internals of the house.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage. Saurus, so you get to them.
I'm not at full health. I got fucked up by those moths.
So, what's the radius on? Is it 20-foot radius or is it 50? 20 foot?
30.
30-foot radius. So actually, Mario, you'd be safe because you're just at the edge of the door. So, dropping the fireball at the hearth, you would be outside of the 15 feet of that. Wait, maybe not. Hold on.
It's a 20-foot radius sphere.
Never mind, Mar. So Mar, make a dexterity saving throw. Hildy, make a dexterity saving throw. And
we learn about
I
fireballs.
got to see
and
both of
your
them getting
friends.
blown out
I got
the
a
door.
20. I'm so fucking used to, like, there's a part of Mars' brain that is always ready
for a
for,
fireball.
to be in the vicinity of a fireball and to sidestep it.
I will. Okay. Can I retroactively say that Kaimana shouts fire in the hole before he does?
Sure. Kamana's also drunk, so this totally makes sense.
Sure,
All
that
right, go
tracks.
ahead and roll your damage, Kamana. Saurus, back in the cavern. The door closes behind you. You make your way into the cavern. All three of these individuals are alive. One of them is fairly injured. It's hard to tell what the injury is. There's bandaging on the arm, but you see before you two small children. They're both darker skinned. One with like pigtails and a beautiful, cute little like dress, A-line dress with like polka dots, red dress with white polka dots. And then the little boy is wearing like a tucked in little shirt and a vest. And they both have like baskets that are nearby them that are filled with flowers. But they're kind of they're bound here, not uncomfortably bound, but they are bound here. The gentleman that you see is wearing like a button-up shirt that's open. He has muscles. He has pants that are weirdly tight for some reason, and he has this long flowing hair that in this
listening.
Yes.
In this
and in this space where there is no wind, his hair still is like fluttering in this non-existent wind. And he just kind of looks up and he goes, "Oh, are you here to save me?"
I am here with the people who are saving you.
Oh, that is so very wonderful. I would have
Our
untied.
librarian Hildy is in charge. She's the one you should thank.
You have a librarian named Hildy. I have a horse doctor named Hildy. Do you think they might be related?
If
It broke him. The question fucking
no. I think they could practically be twins.
Oh, well, I look forward to meeting your Hildy. I keep hoping to see my Hildy again, but I wandered into this woods and found myself trapped and bound here by an unseen, unknowable force.
Well, let's get you untied then.
All right, so you go ahead and untie them. This cavern keeps going back, and you can kind of sense that it rises up at the back, and maybe there's an exit out the back of the cavern. Meanwhile, Kaimana, how much was the damage
I
on
think
the?
we lost.
28.
Abel
We lost
just
Ronnie.
Did we lose him, or did he just put himself on
I think he
muted.
just muted.
muted? Okay.
Mm.
There's a setting where you can put it where people who video mute will disappear, but you can also set it so that if they mute, it just leaves a blank space.
Yeah, mine it has the name that's there.
I see.
So what was it, 28 damage?
Yeah.
All right, so Marlo, you take 14 points of damage. Hildy, what was your dexterity saving throw?
19.
You take 14 points of damage.
Ugh.
Let me see.
Actually, doesn't Marlo have like the uncanny dodge?
Doesn't
where she
have it
takes 0?
uncanny
Mm-mm,
dodge
that's
or
a higher
evasion
level,
yet.
baby.
Yeah.
That's actually like a high level for Riz.
Yeah. So
I think it's like 2 levels up for me.
as the flame hits and releases, and it washes through the house, you all watch as the moment it hits her, it's almost like part of her face like melts away a little bit, and Mar, you see underneath the reality of who this
Ew.
person really is. And then, but you also all feel suddenly like the house like shuddering and moving. Saurus, The door behind you is getting a little further away. Jury and Abel, what you notice is that the house itself is lifting off the ground, and you see two very large chicken feet
Baba Yaga.
appear,
I knew it. I knew it.
appear underneath the house as the house lifts up and begins to tower about 15 feet above the floor. You can see through the chicken's legs into the cavern. Source is there. We did lose somebody. Hold on.
I'll save it completely.
Oh, hold on. Well,
We
with
could take a little break
With
if
that
you
in
wanted.
mind, we'll go ahead and take a 10-minute break, and then we'll be back as you see Baba Yaga's hut rise up off of the ground.
Oh
my God.
I love Baba
Hey, if we get this,
Yaga.
we get an artifact.
Yes, 10 minutes. All right.
Thank you, 10.
See you in 10.
All right. So as we come back in, so first I need Marlo to make a strength saving throw.
What?
Ugh.
Oh.
10.
Okay, so Marlo, as the house begins to shut, so there's the fireball blast that washes over you, and you're like, Jesus, Kaimana. And then the house begins to shudder and move, and you feel this force like lift you off your feet and eject you out of the front door. Hildy, make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Oh, God. That's a 10.
Okay. So Marlo, you fly backwards out the door. You hit Hildy, and the two of you go tumbling about 10 feet through the air. You still have your wing boots, so you kind of right yourself. But Hildy, you fall the 10 feet, and you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground, as you are both ejected from the house. And now you can all see as the house is rising up on these chicken legs and is beginning to kind of like shake and shimmy. And you see it like at the doorway now transformed out of her like glamour, the shape of this like haggish woman, hunched with super long limbs and long fingers and black fingernails, stringy hair that hangs down in the face, kind of warts on the face, and a little knock-kneed. And she's just sitting there and she's like, I teach you all to come mess with me. A librarian will not force me back into my book. I need you all to roll initiative.
Jerry's like, who is she? My dad wouldn't let me read any books with powerful magical women in them.
Oh,
I wonder why.
Mm-hmm. Canonically, he did not let Jerry read anything with magic in it.
Abel would probably know who she is.
Hilda's just on the ground, just like, I do it. I knew not to trust her.
You know who I forgot was with you this whole time? Was Arya.
Arian's calling her
Oh,
super been with us this whole
Oh, I
time.
forgot Arian was with us.
Yeah.
Well, she was
Wait,
just-
what
Arian's just
happened?
been chilling.
He didn't help
chilling
us with
with-
the moss at
Well, it's
all.
Arian. Do we have Mort still?
Mort is, yeah, you don't necessarily want Mort to fight, but I'll put
Okay,
Mort
that's
on
fine.
the field.
Thank you.
Mort can snipe
Done.
range stuff.
Yeah, he can. But he also can't see them, so we'll see how helpful he is.
Well, he
All
can
right.
see the house.
Yes, he can see the house. That's true. All right, let's see. I don't have a Baba Yaga hut, so this is going to do a stand-in for Baba Yaga's hut.
well, that's pretty good.
She has hidden herself from all the other, aside from the children and any others that wander in her space that she wants to. She's hidden herself from the other uncontained fictions so that she's not reported to librarians.
Clever girl.
Soros, you can't see yourself. You're behind the house.
Yep.
And I don't have a support enough to lift the house up, but you're back there. All right. So 25 to 20.
21.
Anybody else in that range? Okay,
No.
Abel at the top. All right. 19 to 15.
18.
19.
18.
Oh, okay. So that is Soros, then Marlo, then Taimana,
And then I got a 16.
and then Jury,
13.
and then Hildy, and then Mort was
Let's go, Mort.
was a natural one.
Aw.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Oh,
I forgot Arian again as I was rolling initiatives. Okay. All right. All right. So Abel, as you see Baba Yaga kind of rise, or the hut rise up, you watch as Marlowe and Hildy are thrown out of the front of the hut, and they both land. Marlowe's flying, but Hildy lands prone on the ground in front of the hut. As the hut is beginning to move, what would you like to do, Abel?
I've got my backpack. Can I try to? No, I don't want to fly. I want to position myself. Can I see Baba Yaga from the front door?
Yeah, I mean, she's about 15 feet up in the air, but you've got a kind of an angle at her at the front door, yeah.
Okay. I want to try to fairy fire Baba Yaga.
Okay. Is that a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah.
She does have advantage.
Oh
no. So she failed, but she's going to use her legendary resistance to resist.
Oh my god.
The hut, however, rolled a 14.
So that's a fail.
So the hut, you all watch as like this spell hits, and the hut has this glowing aura around it, but Baba Yaga does not.
I would just so. Can't the hut turn invisible? It doesn't matter because it won't be able to benefit from any spells like invisibility while fairy fire is. All right.
You get advantage on it.
Yep, and you get advantage. I wanted to make sure she didn't like shapeshift or disappear into something else. But same can be said for the hut. That is my action. Can I force ballista? I did say I pulled out my force ballista.
Yep, you did.
I am going to, when Mort was like, I don't see nothing there. And where's my ballista? Okay. I want to hit the witch herself. A 22 to hit.
22 to hit. You see as the blast is approaching, you see Baba Yaga like lifts up a hand and a shield flies up in front of her face, and the force ballista shoots off the side of the shield.
Okay, that's all I got.
Baba Yaga hates people.
I'm gonna try to move it a little bit closer.
Okay.
But still kind of stay a ways back. Far enough back behind Marlowe and...
You move to like here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. All right, that takes us to Saurus at the back of the house.
Okay,
You're back here.
yeah. You said there's like an exit at the back of the cave?
There is, yes.
I am going to try and get the kids and the horse doctor out that way.
Okay, so you kind of are you going to go with them, or are you just going to direct them in that direction?
How far back is it?
You think it's kind of at the back, so about 10 feet to the back of the cave, and then it looks like the exit is probably like 15 feet beyond that.
Okay, I am going to take a couple of shots at the hut, and then I'm going to escort them up and then come back once I know they're safe.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack rolls against the hut.
21.
Hold on. That hits.
And that is 15 in damage.
Okay.
And second shot is a dirty 20.
That hits. Oh, yeah, that does hit. Yep.
And that does 8.
All right. 8 points. All right, and then you use your movement to guide them to the end of the hut, or to the end of the cave, and they exit out the cave, and you are there. You probably have about 15 feet of movement left.
I was going to poke my head out of the cave to make sure that where they're coming out is safe. So that'll probably finish my movement there, and then next round I'll come back in.
It's odd as you get to the end of the cave, Saurus. It's almost as if like you're entering into another book. Like the forest on the other side of the cave looks much happier and nicer and welcoming.
Okay, so I'll leave them there and then go back in.
Okay, cool. So you move back in about 15 feet. So you're still in the cavern, but you're there. All right. That takes us to Marlowe.
I got a wolf out.
Okay, so Marlowe wolfs out. There you are. So I don't know, has Hildy has seen you?
Nope.
Okay,
Nope, and made no mention of it.
so Hildy, lying on the ground, you look over at Marlowe, who's kind of floating above you a little bit, and you just see this transformation take place. Like clawed hands appear, a snout, a muzzle, as she goes into her werewolf form.
I mean, she watched a otter turn into a bear and bite into a house.
Yeah.
She's unmoved.
This is not the weirdest thing you've seen today.
Par for courses, yeah.
She's like, cool.
All right.
Josh,
am I like?
question.
Oh,
Question for you.
Yeah.
I was watching one of our old episodes, and Marlowe poisoned her swords with the.
no, I
venom.
didn't. I have the poison in the vials. I've never put it on there.
Oh, okay, never
Yeah,
mind.
hasn't put it on there yet. Yeah. Mhm. But your lightning is still up from when you fought the moths.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna run at her and take 2 hits.
Okay, so you move into where Baba Yaga is, and you take 2 hits at her. Go ahead and roll your 2 attacks.
First attack is a 28.
That hits.
Second attack is a 29.
That also hits.
All right, so that's gonna be. 33.
33 points of damage. All right, so you run up and you smack her twice through the swords, and she doesn't seem incredibly phased by the attack. It's kind of just like sitting there like cackling at you, but you do draw blood. All right. Do you want to move back or stay there?
I guess I'll stay here.
All right. That takes us to Kaimana. You are on top of the house.
I would like to take out my hempen rope
Okay.
and lasso the chimney.
All right. Go ahead and just make a dexterity check with proficiency to see if you can get it over the chimney.
He is drunk.
With disadvantage, yes.
You know you've got
Damn
lesser
it.
restoration. You can heal yourself. You can undrunk yourself.
He needs to come up with that on his own.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying. Tell me when that occurs to him.
Okay, well, it doesn't get worse than that. So where's my proficiency? 7.
Okay, so you go to kind of throw the lasso over the chimney, and the shifting and moving of the house as it gets up on its feet, it kind of like goes to the side and doesn't lasso over it.
Damn it. All right, so that would be an action, right? So I still got a bonus action?
Yes, you do.
Okay. I see Mar down there. Does Mar look singed?
Mar looks pretty hurt from the earlier encounter and also from the fireball.
Mar looks like they're a good amount under half.
All right. I am going to cast Healing Word at 5th level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mar, you heal for 21 points.
Wow.
All right. Do you want to stay up there, Kaimana, or do you
Yes.
want? Okay, cool. So
It's a
you're
good place. I like
you're
this place.
holding on to it. All right, cool. Jury.
Kaimana did what I was gonna do, so now I have to change my plan. Great. 2 healers.
You were going to
Uh,
lasso the house as well?
No, I was gonna heal Mar. Mar, how hurt are you still? You doing good now?
Look like I'm at a little more than half.
I'm gonna leave that to you, and I'll come back to that. I'm gonna cast shatter at like 5th level.
Okay.
I'm gonna attack the hut, I think.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because it would be very difficult to hit Baba Yaga without also hitting Mar, but you can angle for the hut. All right, cool. So that is a.
It has to make a con 18.
Weirdly, the hut doesn't have a super high con. That is a 9.
Yeah, get fucked,
Well,
hut.
got gnawed on by a bear.
Yeah, it took a lot of damage from that.
It takes 24 damage.
24 points of damage to the hut. Okay.
Let me know if my wild magic goes off.
What level did you cast that?
That was level 4.
Level 4. Okay. Yes, roll a d100 for me, please.
Oh no. Okay. I got an 80.
An 80. Okay, nobody's within 10 feet of you. That's good. So as you are standing there, Jury, suddenly like this like electrical energy begins to course all over your body, and you can just feel like lightning energy like dancing off of you. For the next minute, you can make an extra attack just as a thought to release a lightning bolt to something within 10 feet of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Wild Magic.
All right.
And I'll give Hildy inspiration.
All right, cool. So Hildy, you have an inspiration dice, which means you can add a d10 to an attack roll or a saving throw.
Ooh. Thank you.
All right, so that takes us to Baba Yaga. So laughing in your face, Marlowe, you watch as Baba Yaga says, I have been the monster who is kept out of my book. I will show you how monstrous I can be. And you start to see, as she casts a spell, a transformation begin to take over her as she's pierced into your brain a little bit and has drawn forth the image of something of a nightmare for you and the other ticket takers as she begins to transform, and bursting out of her space, a giant dragon that looks just like Victor Rylis's dragon appears on the battlefield as Baba Yaga casts Shape Change.
Oh my god.
And the dragon is there on the field. But that is her action. The hut is going to try to shake off. No, it's not going to shake off Kamana. The hut is going to make 2 attacks against you, Marlowe. I actually can't reach you with the kick. So it's going to make an attack against you, Hildy.
Oh, great.
And then also try to bite you. So the first attack is going to miss. That I believe that's a 14.
Misses.
Okay, and then the second attack that it like the doorway of the hut opens as the hut kind of leans down in your direction and it's trying to bite you. That is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, cool. So you take 17 points of piercing damage. And you are grappled by the hut. You get the impression that on the next turn, the hut might try to swallow you. Grappled just means that your speed is 0. It doesn't prevent you from taking actions or doing anything.
I think I messed up my hit points somehow.
Oh no.
Because I did have 58, and now it says like as my max, and now it says 44 is my max. I don't know what I've done.
You did take damage from the fireball.
No, I mean originally
max.
out of my max. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can you mute for a second, Ronnie? I think we're getting a little.
It does let you override your max, so I feel like maybe you
maybe did it that way.
That on accident.
Well, look, but we know that you took 14 from the fireball, so that is fine. So then the additional 17, and you're kind of being held in the doorway of the hut, and it's there. All right, Arian's turn. She's gonna charge forward to the dragon. And is going to, you see her activating a spell on her blades. First one hits. And then the second one hits. The third one hits. So all right, 25 points of damage to Baba Yaga. And Marlo, you watch as the blade strikes across the dragon's skin. It gets coated in that water, which you know from earlier means that lightning damage is boosted against the dragon.
Oh, yes, I remember
Yes.
this.
All right.
Yes.
Hildy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. What the freak nasty is happening? I'm so sorry. I am having some problems.
It can be weird.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, there we go. Jeez Louise. I think I'm gonna cast the Witch's Bolt at a first level at the ankles of the house.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and make an attack roll against the house. You have advantage because of fairy fire, and then if you need to, you can add a D10 to the roll.
Okay. Well, so if I rolled a 12, it's just, do I modify with that?
So did you click the Witch Bolt roll, or did you just roll a die?
I just rolled a die.
Then you add your spell attack modifier to it, which I think for you is 6. So that's an 18 to hit. So that hits. So you release the energy, and this lightning bolt of energy kind of fires out and hits the base of the house, and then now is circling around the house in this frenetic crackling energy. You can go and roll your damage.
That is a D20 and not a 12, and I rolled an 18, and that helps me none. 12! Haha! That's fun.
Nice. Full damage. And now you can do that.
And then a plus, I think it also had like a +9 to that as well.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, my page just went dark on me. Yeah, so there's a +9.
Sweet.
That, so
awesome.
Yes.
And you can do that every round as your action as well. All right. Which takes us to Mort.
Let's go, Mort.
Who is going to roll to see if the dragon scares him. It's a natural one.
Boy, you baby, coward.
The dice tell the story.
Mort comes from a book where dragons don't exist.
What does he say, Josh?
He goes, what the fuck is this thing? Oh my god. He's just puffing away the cigarette. He is going to take 2 shots at the dragon, because now he can see the dragon, with a disadvantage. Misses. Hits, surprisingly.
Good job, Mort.
So Mort fires off this very loud burst of energy and does 6 points of damage to the dragon. All right. So that takes us up to the top of the round, Abel.
He is having technical difficulties.
Oh, he's having technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Oh no. Zoom completely blanked out. Can't see or hear anyone. Okay. So let's think. What does it? So Abel would.
He did say he had his Force Ballista ready. I don't know.
He would use his Force Ballista, then he had Fairy Fire up, so he would.
Okay, so he's gonna shoot at the house then with the Force Ballista. A natural 20.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yes, Abel. Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna let him know.
See. Yes.
Greatest moment. He's not even here.
That's the second time I've had to play as Abel in a fight, and I've rolled a natural 20.
Amazing.
It's almost like D&D Beyond hates him.
It is. All right. That's 36.
He
points
gets
of damage
crappy
to the
rolls from there,
house.
for sure.
He gets good rolls when he rolls dice.
That's true. He does.
Thing.
All right, and then let's see. Abel, I can pull up his character sheet really quick. Hold on. Character sheet, Abel. All right, because he's going to cast a spell, because he's also a spellcaster. I think he has this one. So. Okay, he's just gonna do a fireball. All right. So that is a saving throw for the hut, and he's gonna aim it low enough so that it doesn't hit Mar flying above. It's a failure
Love that for me.
that's a failure for the hut, and Baba Yaga, that's a failure for Baba Yaga. So they take 28 points. Actually, Baba Yaga is going to choose to succeed. So that's 14.
No, Baba Yaga got a 1.
It's 14 points to Baba Yaga, and 28 to the hut. All right. So that takes us to, and then Abel's going to move down. But Saurus.
Yes, I am going to run under the hut and hit it.
All right, so you're going to
Ooh,
run.
what does it look like if you look up?
I'm not looking up.
But what would it look like?
So underneath the hut, you see like this, like these legs that have kind of like almost like a chicken feathery lining at the hip, and then they disappear into the wooden floorboarding underneath the hut. All right, hold on. And so you're gonna run under Saurus, and then how far are you gonna come under?
I gotta run under far enough to hit a leg.
Okay, cool. So you get under the hut there. You can go ahead and make your attacks against the hut.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hit and run. So
All
basically,
right.
I'm gonna run under, hit it, then get back the hell out of there.
Okay, go ahead and make your 2 attacks.
First one is a 16.
16 misses.
Second one is a 25.
That hits.
Do I get advantage because
Oh, you get advantage because of fairy fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in that case, then that 25 would have been the first roll.
Okay.
And I get 6, and it's cold damage. It's 2 dice, and I also get sneak attack.
Yep.
So this first one is
What gives you sneak attack?
He had
I'm a
advantage.
level 1 rogue.
Since when? When did that happen? I think I just forgot that. Good for you.
Yep. And it happened when we got to Nuevia.
Yeah.
That's 17.
17 points of damage to the hut.
And I am going to flurry of blows.
Okay, go ahead and roll 2 additional attacks.
That's a 17 and an 18 naturally, so add 10 to that. So that's going to be another 17.
Okay.
And then last attack. That is going to be a dirty 20.
That hits.
And that is going to be 15.
Okay.
And then I am going to run back into the cave.
All right. So are you going to stay within the threat radius of the hut?
But say, can the hut see me underneath it? But
The hut can take it. It senses your presence.
It's a hut.
The hut doesn't have eyes. So
Yeah, I was about to say. So
it's
I'm
good.
not good by a door.
It's going to take an attack of opportunity against you. Where
I
is it?
discovered this the hard way. So
Yeah,
fair enough.
That is a 27 to hit, Saurus.
Yep.
Okay, and then let's see my dice.
But it can't just drop on top of me.
I mean, it could, but it's not doing that.
Well, now that I've gotten out
that's
from
true. Yeah,
underneath it.
Yeah.
That was my fear, is that it would just go.
Yeah,
It
22,
would just
22 points of bludgeoning damage, Source.
Okay.
drop it like it's
as
swamp.
a chicken leg kicks out at you and helps your progress towards the cave. All right, that takes us to Marlowe.
I guess I gotta beat up on a dragon. Eh?
Okay, so you can move to get flanking with
Yes.
Arya.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Mhm.
so you've got flanking there, so you've advantage on your attack.
Okay. First attack. 21.
That just hits.
It just hits. Is that what you said to me? Are those the words that you said?
That just hits.
I don't like when you say these things to me. Yeah, that more than hits. And then that is a natural 20.
Whoop!
Ooh.
So nice.
All three hit.
Okay. So the first one gets sneak attack.
Okay. Yep.
Remember how you do sneak attack. I say to myself.
Yes.
So 3, and then there's
I don't think that there's any rule about where you do your sneak attack. Does it say your first attack of the round?
No, that is one of the changes to 1D&D that's coming up, that it will be on the first round, but it is not currently stated that way.
I don't think on sneak attack in 5e it says. So you can choose if you want to use it on the crit.
I mean, if you're gonna let me,
I mean,
why would I say no?
That's what, because it's any
Okay.
it's any attack you have advantage on. So
Let me do the first two first.
because you have advantage on all three of them. So
Yeah. Okay. So that sucks. 11. So it's 25 slashing damage with 3 points of lightning damage.
okay.
And then, okay. So, we need 2d8. We need 66. No. We need more than that.
Oh my gosh.
We need 86.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't have that. I'm going to have to roll those again. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. No. We got this. Okay, stop. The 7 is 14. Okay. This is right on math. One. This is. That's 46 damage.
46. Nice.
And the
Against-
lightning damage on that was 12.
Okay, yeah, against the light, the dragon. Okay, cool. All right, and then you gonna stay put there, Marlon?
But I've done great here.
You
I've
did,
done
yeah.
great work. I'm
All right.
holding my ground.
Kaimana.
Is Mar within 10 feet of the dragon?
Mar is
I'm right up on it.
right on the tail of the dragon, and then
All right.
Arian's at the front of the dragon.
I am casting Wither and Bloom on the dragon and Mar at 5th level.
Okay. That is what is that, a saving throw?
Con save 16 or higher.
That's a failure for the dragon. And she's out of legendary resistances, so that's a failure.
Cool.
Marlo, you can roll. Is it 4 hit die?
It's equal to since I'm casting at 5th level, it's 5.
You can roll up to 5 hit die, Mar, to regain hit points,
I'm gonna do that, please.
and then go and roll your damage against the dragon.
17.
17 points.
Okay.
All right, cool. Are you gonna stay put on the house?
Yeah. And yeah, that was an action. So I'm
All right.
gonna
use my bonus action to dig in my claws, I guess, and
All
try
right.
to stay on top of the
Sure.
house.
Jury, the dragon is close enough to you that you are within range of its movement, of its attacks, but you are there. Jury, you're up.
What looks worse, the dragon or the?
The house looks worse than the dragon.
Okay. I'm gonna cast. I think I'm too close to cast. If I can cast fireball high up enough on this dragon to not hit us, right?
Yeah, you could clip the top of it without hitting any of you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do 3rd level fireball on this.
That's a failure.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a lot of d6s.
3rd level fireball.
That's gonna be 30 damage.
30 damage, and you also, if you want to, can shoot off a lightning bolt.
I will do that.
Okay, that is a success. Roll 3d6, but
Sure.
then it'll be half damage.
Those rolled 10.
10 points. Nice. All right. You guys stay put where you are, Jury, or move away?
I'll stay put, but I'll give Mar inspiration as well.
All right, Mara, you have inspiration. All right, cool. So up next, so Baba Yaga is going to rise up in the air. Marlo, Arian, Jury, you have attacks of opportunity if you would like to take them.
What?
Yeah. Fuck this dragon.
I'd like to immediately use my advantage
Okay, go ahead.
on that attack roll.
Yeah.
Whee.
I rolled 11, so I missed.
That's a miss. Yeah.
That takes me to a 21.
That just hits. Arian also just hits. $15 points from Arian. And she hit it with water, so you can double the lightning damage again.
Lover.
Amazing.
Oh, sorry. So Juridan, that was actually because it's resistant, or she was vulnerable to lightning damage. So
Oh, sure. So it would have been 20 if it's
points,
doubled.
Yes. All right. And then Marlo. Yeah.
15 slashing damage with
15.
5 points of lightning damage.
Nice. All right. All right. So as the dragon is going to move back here, and is looks over at the hut and realizes the hut is in a little bit of a dangerous position. She says, vicious scum. Librarian, you will not take me to my book. As she begins to cast in spell form, a figure rushes from down the hill, and you see Fabian. He jumps up and climbs up to where you are, Hildy, and tries and pulls you from the maw of the house. Just as this spell hits you, go ahead and make a charisma saving throw.
But what if they roll a 1 on that spell?
What if you roll a 1 on? No,
What if they do? They roll? To do
no,
anything
it's
with that
just
spell?
a
Okay.
charisma saving throw. Yeah.
Damn, I want to use that portent.
Portent's so good when you can get it off. But it's one of
18,
those.
but what is my minus? Because my charisma sucks. So 17.
17. So you all watch as this spell leaves Baba Yaga's dragon mouth, and it flies across to where Hildy and now the crouching form of Fabian are. And you watch as the spell hits, and this ball of energy expands around both of them and then collapse back, and Hildy and Fabian are gone.
Whoa!
And as the dragon kind of flies over to the house, and then the house is going to hop away. Kaimana, if you want to abandon ship, you can, as the house is trying to make a getaway, or you can stay on it.
Going with
like
the
that.
dragon.
The dragon's flying over towards the house, and then the house you feel it tensing like it's about to hop away.
No, I'm sticking with it.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
staying
So
with the
I
that-
should use my inspiration.
So Hildy and Fabian vanish. The house or the dragon is kind of over here with the house. The house takes a leap backwards into the woods, and taking Kamana with it. And as we're kind of in that position, with Hildy gone, with Fabian missing, and everyone in this part of the fight, we'll go ahead and end there today, and then we'll pick up there next week.
Oh my god. Craziness.
Now-
Wild.
Oh, Ronnie was waiting to get back in, and I missed him.
Oh no, Ronnie.
Because I'm looking at my, I'm looking at the Streamlabs recording, and I'm not looking at the thing.
Where?
I need to make one of you also a co-host so that you can do that. Abel got a natural 20 on his Force Ballista. Right.
What? No. Was it a good fight?
Well, so Hildy and Fabian were banished to another realm, and the house and the dragon are both making a getaway. So we're picking up there next week.
Kaimana is riding it. Source is about to give chase.
Yep. Really fortuitous that you failed the saving throw, Sarah, as Sarah is gone for next weekend. But
There you go.
but
Yes.
so we'll figure out where Hildy has vanished to
What happens if you get banished
With
in
the
like
horse
a
doctor.
sleep
with the
realm?
horse doctor.
With the horse doctor.
Yes.
Well, no,
no, I-
she's the
DM,
horse
what
doctor.
happens when you get banished in a sleep realm like this?
What happens?
Do you
when get
lose your
banished?
mind?
Well, I don't know. I'll have to find out.
Yep. Hildy is the horse doctor, to clarify. Fabian has no skills other than taking his shirt off.
Yes, Hildy's the horse doctor, or the character who Hildy has.
Yes.
I want to know what happened to the actual horse doctor.
I know.
The
Very
actual horse
sad.
doctor is still in the book.
Still trapped in the book. Yeah.
They haven't come out.
Oh my god, it's an isekai. She was reincarnated as the horse doctor.
But we'll pick up there with Baba Yaga's hut making an escape next week.
Amazing.
So good.
And